Can you all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yep.
Oh. Probably too loud here. Let me. Oh yeah. Always. Every time I log in, its input is always at a maxed out at 100. Of course.
So, leave it to Florida man, or in this case, Florida distiller. I am trying something called Sandy Feet. It is an espresso spiced rum. Distilled by the Sandy Feet Distillery in Jacksonville, Florida.
Is it caffeinated?
It doesn't say that it is, but you can definitely taste the espresso flavor, even when you use it as a mixer. Interesting.
Sandy Feet. That's not a bad name for a drink.
No, It's not horrible.
If you had to rename the drink, what do you think you'd call it?
Oh, I was thinking more of the flavor, not of the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm partial to the best thing that I've found so far from here is, gosh, I want to say they're out of St. Augustine. It's a honey spiced whiskey, or a honey flavored whiskey. It's called Mule Kick or something like that. Now that's a really good whiskey.
That's one of those that sounds like it could be dangerous. Too good.
Yeah. Yeah. Amira, how are you doing this evening? All right, everybody. Welcome. It's Saturday night. I am DM Gallibond, and tonight I am joined by the players, and we are here for The Lost Mine of original D&D. And last time when we saw our intrepid heroes, they were in the town of Phandalin. They had investigated, or they had spent an evening at the inn, entertaining the other patrons and getting a bit of a reputation as some quite clever folk. Amy had made friends with the mistress of the inn. Theolis had made friends with one of the barmaids, and Tomas had entertained people with his skills of juggling while some local musicians played. And that little bit of notoriety among them let them find out a few rumors of things that are going on around the town. And actually, in this particular game, I should clarify, this particular game, the town is not named Phandalin. The town is named Sealsy. For those of you who have played the Lost Mine of Phandelver, you will recognize the map. But in the setting that I have taken a liberty to rename the town of Sealsy, but everything else is, the names of everything else remains the same. So they've heard a few rumors of things that are going on, and they spent what they thought was going to be a nice, quiet evening in the inn. Tomas was awakened during the night by the sound of something outside, and he realized that Ripper had followed the party into the town and was sniffing around outside the inn. So Tomas brought Ripper into his room for the rest of the night. And then in the morning, the wolf caused all kinds of commotion as he was taking it downstairs to let it out and do its wolfy thing that it needs to do outside before breakfast. And that yet caused more of a stir. One of the poor serving maids, not the same one Theolis was, that was mooning over Theolis, but a different one, she dropped a bunch of crockery and wooden plates, and there was some screaming, and the wolf did not howl, but it barked very loudly, waking up everybody else in the inn who wasn't already awake. But now that they realize that actually Tomas appears to have control of this wild beast, that makes the party even more impressive to the eyes of the locals. So we will resume on the morning with the party enjoying breakfast. We can say Tomas has been outside with the wolf, and you all are back in. There's plenty of good breakfast food, and I think there's probably a few things you guys would want to discuss in terms of what to do next. So, players, welcome. Amira, or Amy, Tomas, and Theolis, what would you like to do as you finish up with your breakfast?
Ask what happened this morning because there's clearly a dog in the house.
Oh, it's not a dog, it's a wolf.
He's basically a dog. I mean, look at him.
Right.
If I scratch behind his ears, he's gonna be happy.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, you're with Tomas. More importantly, Clark, or equally as importantly, Clark seems to like Amy. So Rupert has no reason to dislike you guys.
Well, we should probably check in with the leathersmith to see about your saddle.
Yeah. I think, well, it's going to be a day or two, he said. So we have probably can maybe check out some other things before we go back there. Might need to sell some stuff too to pay for the saddle.
Well, we got a couple leads. We got leads on these guys called the Redbrands that are causing trouble for the locals that they'd like to see gone. And then, of course, if we want to keep looking for our original employer, the lead we had for the wizard was through the orchard keeper's son, Darren Endermath. So, do we want to try to find the wizard? Because before we go into a fight, we'd probably want to have you mounted so that it gives you a little bit more versatility.
Right. That sounds like a good plan.
I heard there was a place that has a golden statue, so I clearly need to go there.
Ah, the Shrine of Luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And another thing, Sildar Hallwinter, he turned in early, and he is down this morning, and he's got that sort of raised eyebrow look at Tomas when he sees Tomas with the wolf, and he recognizes the wolf that is. So he sits on the other end, far side of the table from where Tomas and Ripper are. And he says, it almost slipped my mind. When you were headed here, you were bringing a wagon of provisions. If you still have those provisions, you can take them to Barthen, and Barthen will pay you for delivering them. And those stolen goods from the Lion Shield Coster. If you haven't brought those stolen goods into town with the wagon, you can probably get some money from what's her name? The Greywind. The Greywind lady who runs the Lion Shield Coster. She'll probably give you some money for those because she's probably expecting those in a prior shipment and they never arrived, obviously.
Right. Okay. That sounds like we should we do that first, get paid, and then go you were that wizard guy, the contact? Or do you want to do that first?
Getting paid sounds like a priority.
All right.
Okay.
It does sound good to me.
Okay. Well, the walk back to the camp where you left Clark along with your men-at-arms last night, and we'll say any other party members that weren't with you at the inn were also there at the camp. They are all still there, and when you arrive, you hear the sound of wood clattering against each other, or wood clattering. And as you come up, you find the 2 men-at-arms have practice swords, and they are practicing against each other, sparring. And sitting over by the campfire with a cup of tea is Clark, and he's watching them, and he's giving them pointers on their technique. He says, "Oh, yes, you fight well for Clark bodyguard, but you need more power. You have to fight like bugbear, just full extension, hard as you can hit every time. Wooden weapons. If you're not breaking weapon, you're not hitting hard enough. Must be very strong to protect me when I take Cragmaw Castle." And then he looks up to see you all coming in. "Oh, friends, welcome. So, did you have good reconnaissance in the town? Oh, and there you are, Ripper. I wondered where you had gone off to. Thought you maybe were hunting."
Travis, you wanna,
I can. Ah, yes, Clark. Things are going very good in town.
Good. They will. Do you know if they are ready to support our taking of Cragmaw Castle? Will they be a town that will pay us tribute when we take the castle?
Well, most likely they will pay us tribute. However, to get in their good graces, we'll have to take care of a small issue. They're being bothered by something called Redbrands, I'm sorry. And once we can take care of that, then they'll have good faith towards us. Seeing our strength, they will reinforce us and allow us to take Cragmaw Castle for you.
Oh, well. So, do they know the king is here? Do they want me to help them liberate the town from these Redbrands?
Haven't gone that far yet.
Oh, you are still gathering intelligence on these Redbrands. Oh, that is good. You are very crafty, Amy. You will make a good mistress of spies. Ha 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 ha. And he says to the 2 fighting men, "Okay, you can stop sparring now. I think perhaps that there is work in the town." And he looks, and there's a couple of other party members that are just sort of there. He says, "We will be fine here. You all can go with them if you wish, and help them with the matter of these Redbrands. That would be a good thing for you. Practice some of the techniques that Clark has taught you for fighting like a bugbear, and show the enemy how fierce you are."
Yes, Clark. We'll have to make another trip back in town that'll go ahead and sell some of these provisions we brought back on your behalf, of course. However, we was wondering if there's anything that you request from town other than the opportunity to meet with a town leader or somebody who speaks on behalf of the town. Are there any supplies or other things you would like for us to gather whilst we take the wagon load of provisions to sell.
No provisions, no supplies. But yes, if you can bring back the person who speaks for the town, and we can talk about how we will help them with liberating them from the Redbrands, and how they can help us when we make our rightful claim on Cragmaw Castle and drive out the villains who are imposters there, then we maybe can ask them how many swords they can lend to our attack on Cragmaw Castle. That will be a good way for them to show their fealty to the king.
Very true, very true. Well, I'll go ahead and hitch up the wagon and tend to the horses. Lady Amira and Thomas, if you'll help Clark with whatever he needs. I go off to busy myself with the preparations.
Splendid, splendid.
And he sips on his tea a little bit. And so he doesn't really have anything that he asks Tomas or Amira to do, or Amy to do. He just he just is enjoying his tea and enjoying sort of this prospect of becoming Lord of Cragmaw Castle. He thinks this is the best thing that's happened to him in many years.
Cool.
Well, Lady Amira, don't forget, in order to maintain your influence on Clark, you have to continue to work it so that if at any point, should it happen that he fail, he realizes that he still responds to you in a positive way. So
I think at this point, even if the spell does wear off, he will just continue pretending like it's fine. We haven't really attacked him.
correct, but don't you need to kind of slant or influence his decisions for what you want down the road? What I mean is he's focused on taking Cragmaw Castle, which is fine. That's in lieu with what you want, but you still want to be able to use his strength to bend the will of goblins and other ne'er-do-wells along the way to your point of view.
All right, let's see. We'll try. First, I want tea.
And,
Where did Clara even get tea from?
Oh, well, there was some lovely tea in those boxes with the blue lion on it. We took just a little, enough for the guards and myself. It is civilized to have a nice. Oh, Lady Amy, may I pour the tea for you?
If you don't mind.
Oh, wonderful, of course. And you give such good advice. It is only fitting that I do something nice for you.
And so he pours the tea, and there's some honey there, and there's some citrus, and then there's a little. There's not any cream because there's no refrigeration. But so you can sweeten it, and then if you want to put honey in it, you can. If you're a sweetener and cream type of person, well, they don't have that right now. No cows handy. So he says, "Oh,
do you have any, from what you have learned so far of the people of the town, you are my senior advisor, of course.
Well, actually,
So
I have the perfect idea.
I need some guidance. Oh, good. I'm listening.
If you were to help us stop the Redbrand in front of all the townspeople, proving that you're actually on their side, they would be more than grateful to you.
Oh. Well, now, tell me, are there people other than humans and elves and dwarves that you have seen in the town? Are there any goblin folk in the town?
And out of character, the answer to that would be, at least as far as you've seen, no, you haven't seen any. You've seen
I was just trying to fix the audio because, like, I'm messing with this entire time, and you're like a little bit quiet.
Oh, okay. Everything good now?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So basically, he asked if you had seen any goblin folk in the town, and you all had seen only elves, half elves, and humans, and you'd heard about that there were some halflings and some dwarves, but you haven't seen any of those as of yet.
If there were goblins, we'd probably already tried to recruit them. I don't think we see any of it as of now.
You're right. Right.
We'd have a full condiment army.
Oh, okay. Well, then, I think what would be good is if you have a way of finding a sneaky way into town or into the stronghold where these, what do you call them, Redbrand? Bring the heads of the leader of the Redbrands and his lieutenants, and have you all at my side, and we will prove that we are there as the defenders of the town, and then we can perhaps meet with their leader in the town itself, and not have to have him come out here. Oh, I like the way you were thinking about this. But yes, I would probably need a sneaky way. Now, you did not have a chance to see, but old Clark is a very, very sneaky fellow. And I can be very quiet, but as you can see, I am very tall and very strong. And so in the middle of the day,
So we have to find a way to sneak in at night.
yes,
Noted.
wonderful, wonderful.
We might have found a way in. We haven't checked it out yet.
Oh, good, 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 good. I love these reports. All right, well, good luck to you. Oh, go off.
Thank you for the tea and the good conversation.
Oh, you are always welcome, Amy. It is wonderful to have you as part of my court. And Theolis and Tomas, you as well. And guards, you are You are very strong. Now go and protect my advisors as they go and scout out these Redbrands. We will teach them a thing or two.
Well, the wagons are ready, Lord Clark. However, I think it best you keep this cask of tea that you've opened. It'd probably be best for you to ponder on things for a while with some tea. We'll just say it was gone by the time we found the wagon. A little king's tax never hurt anything.
Right you are, Theolis. Right you are. Yes, this is a wonderful tea, and I will happily keep the rest of it, and I will boil a pot for you when you all return. And we will discuss your findings, and over a cup of tea.
Yes, and while you're contemplating, think of what you would like to be on your sigil. We may be able to put the Klossman and seamstress and town to work on the task of making your banners, so that once we take Krogma Castle, you can put up your own sigils, and so that lands far and wide will know that King Clark sits upon the throne.
Oh, Theolis, you are very wise. Yes. Oh, my sigil, my banner, the upraised arms of Clark, holding the heads aloft of his enemies as they drip the blood, and their mouths are perpetually frozen in their scream of horror as they died. Ha ha! Yes, that would be a wonderful sigil. I will plan it all out while you are gone.
And he, you see, he takes one of his big booted feet, and he starts to scratch away a smooth place in the dirt there where he's sitting, and he picks up a stick, and he starts trying to doodle in the sand with the stick as you all get ready to head back. So you make your way back to town, and there are two places that you can go. First off, to get paid, the first is the Barthen's Provisions, which is on your map. That's over here.
Okay.
And you guys are kind of coming up this miner's trail. And then the other place where Leona Greywind is, the Lion Shield Coster is right here. So I guess you would actually get to the Lion Shield Coster first on your way into town. And go ahead.
I was going to suggest that perhaps Thomas handle the negotiation in the Lion Shield to see what kind of price we can get for the goods we've recovered.
Remember, always start higher than what you actually want.
Right. Well, I think this is the Lion Shield. We're actually returning the stolen goods, right?
Yes. Apparently, the story that you got from Sildar Hallwinter is that from what he gathered from the goblins, they had raided a supply caravan that was bringing supplies to the Lion Shield Coster, one of their shipments, and they brought those to Clark, and Clark had been keeping them in his treasury area. And when you looked through them, it's all dry goods. I mean, nothing there is perishable. It's all just dry goods. So you can take those in, and presumably that was a shipment that they would have been expecting at some point. And Sildar wasn't ever able to figure out how long ago that shipment was there, that caravan was hit. But you can tell most of the crates are still full, so it's probably pretty recent. And so she probably would have, some sort of reward for getting them returned, since they are property of the Lion Shield company.
Oh. Okay. So I go in and the the Lion Shield coster.
Let me ask a question real quick. What did you guys do with Ripper? Is Ripper coming with you, or did you leave him at the camp?
I don't think they would appreciate if we left Ripper with them.
Right, but is he going to freak out the townfolk like he did at the inn? Right.
Yeah, a full-grown wolf in town is probably something that's going to be a little bit of a, make people a little bit uneasy. Now, obviously, when you guys go to, take on the Redbrands, if Clark is coming, then, Ripper would probably be right there anyway. And at this point, Ripper seems perfectly happy either to be with you or to be with Clark. I think he just was looking for more treats when he came to find you.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, and like I say, if we're moving around town, it might cause. And once we finish bonding, and if I can get him to actually wear the saddle and maybe have a bit of a lead, and he'd be less intimidating.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. If he looks like a mount and acts like a mount, then it's like, oh, okay, interesting. But then when they see it's a halfling mount, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
All right. Yep. So for now, we'll just he can be with Clark there. And,
okay.
Okay.
All right. So you step into the Lion Shield coster, and there is a human woman who's about 35, and she, there's a little bell when you open the door, and she looks up and she says, "Oh, Master Halfling, nice to see you today. How can I help you?"
Oh, greetings, my lady. We may have something of interest. So I was wondering if you want to accompany me outside, and we can and maybe have a conversation.
Oh, well, and then she gives you a look, and it's a little bit of a suspicious look, and she says, "You're not supposed." Oh, Shaun, can you mute when you're not talking, because we can hear you cough?
I'm sorry, that was me.
Travis, sorry.
Yes, I will.
All right. So Tomas, she looks at you and she says, kind of squints a little bit, and a hand goes on her hip, and she says, "Now, Master Halfling, you're not with those Redbrands, are you? I've had just about enough of their nonsense."
Nay, me and my compatriots are not aligned with such miscreants. But we have stumbled upon a possible shipment bearing your colors, and your brand.
Oh, you have? Yes. Bandits have been operating on the roads, and they have intercepted several shipments from the company. We have had at least 2 shipments that should have arrived here in the last month, never made it. And we have had a rider from the provincial capital that has come out to give us news that several other branches of the Lion Shield have been waylaid in other parts of the province as well. So, yes, you do have that. Well, there is a reward. I can give you a reward for that.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, we found it in the cave with we had to take on some goblins and we recovered the shipment. So yeah, hopefully it's a goodly amount.
Oh, goblins, you say? So goblins have been behind this, and you say you were able to deal with them?
Oh, most excellently, yes.
Oh, good. Well, yes. Let me run out and check. And she comes out with you, and she counts the number of crates, and she sees that because Clark or the goblins had opened all the crates. Most of them they weren't really interested in, so they hadn't taken much out of it. Clark has taken the one bundle of tea out of there, but most of the rest of the nearly everything's here. I'm surprised if goblins had it that they hadn't taken it all, but you can smell their filth. Smell their filth on this, or at least maybe that's just my imagination, but it seems like you can smell the goblin filth. Yes, that's good enough to be considered an entire shipment. The reward I can give you is 50 gold pieces, and in addition to that, I can give you half price for the next month on any provisions that you need to buy from my shop. So how does that sound?
Let me confer with my compadres here, and I say gather up to Amy and it's Theolis, and say, what do you? I think this is a pretty good payday here.
Very generous. 50 gold pieces plus 50% off all provisions for the next month. And all we're doing is returning what is rightfully hers anyway. So,
right.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who doesn't like it. It's 12. It's 12 and a half gold pieces for me, Theolis, Shaun. I'm bad with everyone's names.
Okay.
For the 4 of us, including the bugbear, because we have to pay him too, apparently.
Well, you are the bugbear's financier, so if you want if you would like Clark to be paid in tea and coffee, he'll accept that. You have that kind of influence on him. You can tell him that you are building up the funds as a war chest or whatever you like.
Well, I could easily just lie to him and say that she was so grateful she decided to give us half off on everything for the next month and just keep his share.
There you go.
There you go.
I still don't like getting. I still don't like the fact that we're getting 16.66 each.
No,
well, you would get 20. Yeah, you would get 25.
Well, 50 divided by 3 is 16. 50 divided by 3.
Right.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say if you counted Clark as one of the 4 and split it 4 ways, then you would get 25 and the other 2 would get 12 and a half. But if you're only going to count it 3 ways, then yes, 16 gold, 6 silver, 6 copper, and then Amy, since Amy is accounting for 2, she gets the leftover, so she'll get the 7 copper. So
I look to Amy and say, if you go and look at our list of treasure that we've some pretty good battles in there. If you look at the party treasure, it's 54 copper pieces here, 58 there. And let's see, there was maybe some silver pieces in there somewhere too. So, I mean, this is actually not bad. Oh, and we still have that statuette of frog with tiny golden orbs for that. That's worth 40.
I think I'm keeping
you
that.
have that?
Yes, she kept the pretty.
Okay.
And
so,
we still have to stop by Barthen's and see what they want for the rest of the recovered items. The Grace, Lady Greywind only purchased back what was already her
correct
product.
Right.
So we still have the crossbows and the other things we got from dispatching the goblins. And
Clark is rich anyway, so he has like 600 copper pieces, if I'm correct.
He's bugbear rich, very.
Yeah, right. So yeah, we don't have to share with Clark, but we might want to throw him some silver once in a while to keep him happy. You know, he's already charmed, but make him feel good. Yeah. So
is there anything in the shop that looks nice? Like a small trinket.
She's got most of the standard adventuring gear and standard armor and weapons. There's nothing fancy here. CLZ is kind of a frontier town, so it's mostly tools and foodstuffs and standard adventuring stuff.
Okay, go back to the jewels. Back to the jewels. It's like a small jewel we can get her to throw in, and we can just give that to Clark.
Oh, jewels? No, there's no jewels.
Oh, I thought you said jewels.
Tools.
Oh.
Tools of the T. Sorry about that.
What sort of tools, I may ask?
Tools that you might use if you were doing farming or if you were doing mining. So there's like some garden type tools, and there's some shovels and picks, things like that. Rope, other sort of standard gear. Most of the tools that they have are like 5 silver each, which for you guys would be 2 silver, 5 copper.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it'd be half. Okay, yeah. So I think we're getting a pretty good deal here. And so what? Do they have any like healing supplies? Maybe
medical provisions of some kind, bandages or herbs.
See equipment. What do they have for equipment? Adventure gear. Okay, where's the other gear? All right. It's like grappling hooks. There's okay. You know what? It's not in this thing, but I like this. So I'm gonna find a. Okay. Yes. There is a healer's kit. I'm going to have to put this in the Discord. Let me put this in a. Where am I going to put it? I'm going to put it in the. I'll create a new channel and I will say custom item price list. Okay. So, custom item price list, we're going to do healer's kit, and that is, that has, holds enough supplies for 20 uses of the healing skill. So that's bandages, medicated, and non-medicated salves, and poultices. Okay. So 15 gold pieces. And it's a little kit, and in there it has enough bandages, both medicated and non-medicated bandages, and has salves and poultices so that you can use the healing skill 20 times with that. And so normal retail is 15 gold pieces, and the price for you guys would be 7 gold, 5 silver for that.
Oh, nice.
Basically the same price as a week's worth of iron rations.
Cool. So,
I'd like to buy one of those with the gold I just got from the sale.
okay.
Okay. All right. So you can go ahead and add a healer's kit, and then from that channel you can kind of copy and paste into your character sheet what it has.
Okay. So,
But
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah. So, yeah, that reward that's for me is good. Amy, are you still all right with that?
2 beats 1, so I guess so.
Okay. Right. Well, it could easily go the other way. I mean, it could have been, no, thanks for the shipment and have a nice day. But I think we're saving a bundle on supplies here. So.
Well, I do have like the bargaining skill. I could try, but.
Well, we still have Barthen's provisions. Now, that's going to be a lot more bartering because this isn't their own materials. These are goblin fashion weapons, quivers, arrows now. So you might do best bargaining that transaction.
We shall see.
Yes. So you head off from the Lion Shield Coster, and you head over.
Wait, how much did everyone get?
16 gold, 6 silver, and I'm sorry, everybody got 7. Well, 2 of you got 7 silver, and 1 of you got 6 silver. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, 14 and 6. Yeah, that.
Figure it out afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, so 6 silver, 7 copper. Then you go up to Barthen's, and you walk in to. Oh, wait a minute. What else did you? Okay, no, that was it. Barthen's provisions. Come on, Barthen. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Then you walk in there, and there's a another bell that rings as you enter the door. You see a lean, balding man, shopkeeper. He's a human. Looks like he's about 50 years old, and he has a kindly manner. And you see 2 young clerks that are tidying up different areas of the store, and the shopkeeper himself is behind the main counter. And as the door rings, he looks up and he says, "Oh, welcome, folks. Welcome, welcome. Elmar Barthen here. This is Barthen's Provisions. How can I help you today?"
The real question is, how can we help you?
Oh, well. Yes, we have what most adventurers need, but what and he looks at you and he sizes you up, and he sees that you clearly are adventuring types, and he says, "Well, if you really want to know, there is a matter that that I could use the help of some adventurers on."
What would that be?
Well, I haven't seen your faces around, so I will presume you're new in town. Don't suppose you've heard about the Redbrands, have you?
As a matter of fact, we have.
Oh, well, those ruffians, they're making it hard on everybody. They're shaking down our local businesses, and they're flaunting the town master's authority. They are. I told Harbin Wester he should do something about it, and he hasn't. I think he's afraid of them. But someone should go teach those Redbrands a lesson and get them to stop bothering good folk trying to make a living. And there's just down the way, or just on the other street, there is a sleeping giant roadhouse. It's a very disreputable place, and you'll find most of the Redbrands in there getting drunk on the protection money that they take from honest townfolk.
Sleeping Giant Roadhouse. Noted.
Yeah, actually, a sleeping giant tap house is
Townhouse.
actually, yeah. So,
If ruffians hang there, it's a roadhouse.
yeah.
Didn't we come here to sell stuff?
Oh. Well,
Yes.
I completely forgot for a second.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay. That was a question.
I can give Amy a little nudge. Just, yeah, we have all that goblin swag. Remember the swords and the arrows and the bows and.
Oh, right. Cool. First things first, anyway.
Let's see. I think we have.
We have acquired certain objects that we think you might find interesting.
Oh. Acquired. Through your adventures, you mean?
Yes.
So these, would I take it these are spoils of battle?
You could say that.
Well, yes, depending on what it is and depending on the condition, I could be inclined to purchase these for you. What do you have in mind selling?
See if I can try to charm him so I can get higher prices.
Okay, so he's got to make some saving throws, and let's see, saving throws. Okay. All right, and this is against a spell. Oof. Okay. So you do go ahead and cast Charm Person?
I already did.
Oh, okay. Then he will have to roll a d20 to try to make his save. Oh. Yes. He fails.
Yes.
Fails spectacularly. So you charm him, and he says, "Oh well, yes, of course. I mean, of course for you, my lady. You be happy to buy what you have."
How kind. Thank you.
What sort of trophies did you bring, and what are you asking for them?
I have no idea what we have.
Okay, if you go to the party treasure, there's the party treasure handout. If you look in your journal, that will tell you session by session, sort of what loot you have.
Okay, so like the arrows, why do we have 3 gold
the
teeth?
scimitar.
Yeah, so there's, if I count up what you have 3 short swords from the first session, 3 short swords, 3 short bows, 60 arrows. Let me see. I don't think anybody kept anything from that. Then you have 4 more short bows. Okay, but call it 3 more because Z took one of the bows and 60 arrows. So there's a total of 40 arrows now, and 7 bows and 40 arrows.
I thought it was 6 bows.
3 short bows.
And then Z took one. Because he said there was 4 more and Z took one.
Right, so 3 and 3, that's 6. Yeah. So 6 short bows. Total of 40 arrows. Total of 8 short swords, unless anybody took a short sword. I don't think you did.
7 short swords.
I thought it was 8 because 3 short swords from the first one and 5 from the second one. I don't think anybody kept a short sword. Well, there's 2 red potions, you guys, as far as nobody has figured out what those are yet.
I don't think we should sell those, just in case.
Okay.
We don't know what they are. We could ask, though.
Oh,
Okay, there are 2
like to have one though. Sorry, go ahead.
There are 2 scimitars. Yet another short bow, so now that makes 7 short bows, 20 more arrows, so now you're up to 60 arrows. There's 1 set of leather armor, and there's a shield. Those are goblin sized. Okay, so yeah.
We need to keep the goblin size, at least 1 set of the goblin sized leather armor. I think that the leathersmith down the road will be able to fashion that to help guard Ripper as a armored mount. Is that possible?
Create some barding.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay, so then take the leather armor off the. I only noted that there was 1 set of leather armor, so we'll just say that there's 1 set.
All right, so I can't spell that one word, so we should put semi.
Yeah, but you could sell the shield. So that's what you all have. So what?
I figured that's why I said keep shield, because I figured you'd want it.
Oh, okay, so keep the shield.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think I can use it, yeah. Unless somebody else wants to use it.
If it's goblin size, it's mostly of a halfling's size. So,
and I have a magic shield.
So yeah, basically any of the goblin weapons that we've confiscated are playable by Tomas's. So anything you want to keep, we should keep for you and Ripper to use down the road in battle. And then for the most part, it's just a blanket of everything we've got gets sold so that we end up with a square monetary amount, which I think Lady Amira is more than happy to barter for that monetary amount. Now you have to remember, even though he's charmed, he's still going to act within what's reasonable. He's not going to give you 500 gold.
No.
Well, reasonable is okay. What I want is the most money I can get possible.
Okay. When he is charmed, the maximum he will give you without doing additional rolls on your bartering skill, the maximum he will give you is retail value for the items. If you want him to give you any more than what it would cost you to purchase the items, then you would have to succeed on a bartering check, and depending on how well you succeed would be how much he would be willing to go up. So if I'm looking here at all of the equipment, let's see. So we have so these are, none of this stuff is really terribly expensive. So let's see, for the actually probably the most valuable thing that you have is probably the short bows. Those are 25. Those are 25 gold pieces each.
Oh wow.
Scimitars are 10 gold pieces each. What else do we have? Arrows. Yeah, the arrows. Oh, ammunition. There's an ammunition table. Where's the ammunition table? Okay. 5 gold for every 20 arrows. I think we said you guys have 60 of those. So 60 arrows, that would be 15 gold. Hope one of you guys is writing this down.
I am.
Here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right. Because I'm looking things up individually. And I'm going to expect you to give me a number. All right. What else did we say? There's not. Oh, short swords. Depending on how many short swords you decide to sell, those short swords are 7 gold each. And you all said you're keeping the armor and the shield, so don't worry about that. I think that's about all you have, right? Was there anything that I was missing?
If we could go ahead and sell the 3 gold teeth. I think they're about a gold piece each.
Yeah.
Is what you noted. They were, we acquired those because from looting a goblin, they had, I guess, taken somebody out and kept the teeth.
Yeah.
Were the teeth from like a sorcerer or anything, or no?
Probably not. A sorcerer would be able to trounce a goblin.
Like, you could easily just use deception and say, these are 3 magical gold teeth.
And he says, oh, magical, what do they do?
We don't know.
Oh, well, why don't you hang on to them until Ilhan comes?
Wait, Lady Amira's gold teeth? Well, as long as you have a gold tooth in your pocket, your ability to barter is greatly improved. They bring you wealth as gold. Teeth from the words of honey upon your customers. What better gift?
Oh, you don't say. You don't say. Well, actually, you don't have him charmed, so.
I know, but I'm.
That was great, though.
That was.
He said, You're wise in the ways of magic, sir. I would have taken you for a nothing but a large muscled fighter, but you're apparently very wise.
Oh. So, once again, what were you asking in total? So figure out what the retail cost would be, and then add up that number. And if that's the number you want, he'll give it to you. If you want more than that, then it's going to come down to a roll.
I don't think we should ask too much for the gold teeth. I think it should be like 20 gold for the teeth.
Not to ask too much, and you ask 20.
As you can see, Amy is very money hungry.
Yes,
Well, this is it.
Okay, if the charm drops later and he has a pocket full of gold teeth he bought for 60 gold pieces, he's going to hate us as much as they.
No, I mean 20 for all of them, not 20. Do you guys really think I'm a crook?
Excuse me. Right?
Dang, I'm hurt.
That's a good payday. It's like 56 gold for the short swords. So that what's listed in the price up there, that's the retail? Amira there.
No. The prices are not on the. The prices are not on the treasure sheet, party treasure.
Hmm.
The prices.
Correct.
No.
It was just
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd seen
Amy
Amira.
was writing down the prices.
It's in the
Oh,
chat.
okay.
Oh, she was
I see
putting
that.
it in the
Yeah.
chat.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's where I seen it. So that's my question is, that was the retail. That's what everything is kind of worth that we'd be getting.
What is that total number? Somebody do the math. What's the total?
Let's see,
Okay,
56.
It's 120.
If we get the maximum price for everything,
All right. So
All right, just a second. I'll do the paper and pencil on this.
Sure. I don't have anything close by here.
Okay.
all right. So
100.
If that's the case, this is a good payday.
Yeah.
I'm already over 500.
Huh?
If we get the maximum price for everything.
Right. 5.
Oh wait, I did my math is wrong for the arrows. Hold on.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it should only give you like 20. No, wait. 5 gold for every 20. That's 3. That's 15 gold for the arrows.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So my calculations based on what Amira has written down, 266, and then she's gonna try to ask 20 for the gold teeth. That would be 286. Now, if she's gonna ask 20 for the gold teeth, that's gonna take a what is it? A check on her bartering skill to see if she can get the better of him with that.
Are the 2 scimitars considered the short swords?
No. 2 scimitars, those are 10 gold each. So there's 20 gold for those.
Oh yeah. I think it's pretty good payday here.
Yeah.
Split 3 ways. Yeah.
266.
Yeah, 266.
My goal was to get at least 100, and I've got 2. And if you get 266, I'm happy. So
Right.
So now, if you want 20 for the gold teeth, that would take it to 286. That would require a bartering roll. If you just want to sell the teeth for 1 gold each, that would be 269, and no bartering roll required.
we should at least try.
Well, let's sell them for 1 each. Well, yeah.
Okay, what if we just do 5 each?
So 15, 266 and 15 would be 281, I think. Yeah, 281 for that. And yeah, that'll still require a bartering check.
Then I might as well just go for the 20.
Okay. All right. So 286. Then go ahead and roll your bartering check, or whatever it is that you have.
Dang it.
14 or less. Hey, 14 or
You
less.
gotta-
13.
She got it.
That's
Right.
good. That's
It's
good.
good. It's
So,
not amazing.
he says, he says,
To get an advantage because he's charmed.
He is nodding and he says, why, yes, and for these magic teeth at 5 gold each, that seems a bargain. Yes, so very well. And he pays you guys 286 gold pieces. Actually,
We can make it 286. I'll take the 86 and let each of the other players have 100 just to keep the
Okay.
math straight.
Okay.
I mean, my character has what he needs. He's a place to sleep. The food's taken care of. He's got a sword. He's got some armor to use. And he's got employment. So right now, the money's just for something down the road. We don't know yet.
Your character and Lady Amy are very different.
Huh?
We're very different. I just want all the money.
Right. Well, different personalities for different characters, but I figure I know Thomas is going to need some gold to do what he needs for Ripper and the work he's having done through the Smith, and you're probably down the road going to buy magical items, which are always quite costly, so you're going to need it. And my character's basic job is to hit stuff, and that doesn't cost too much to hit stuff.
Right.
All right. For those of you that want to economize on weight, or economize on the number of coins you have sloshing around, I'm going to give us, in this edition, 1 PP equals 5 gold pieces. 1 GP equals 2 EP. 1 EP equals 5 silver pieces, and 1 SP equals 10 CP. Right. So, so if you want to convert some of your gold to platinum, it's just every 5 gold is 1 platinum. So in some editions of the game, every platinum is worth 10 gold, but in this edition, it's worth 5 gold. All right. So
Good to know. All right.
Let us see. So that takes care of the payday. I have 47 after the hour. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll take a break till the top of the hour, and then we'll come back and we will see what kind of stuff you guys can get into from the rumors that you have heard earlier. Viewers, thank you all for hanging out with us this evening on the stream. I'm going to go to the break. I'll put the little break slate up, and I will put the music on. And we'll be back momentarily.
What were you saying, Thomas?
All right. Everybody back?
I am here.
Hello.
Okay. All right. You guys have taken care of selling the stuff, getting an infusion of cash for the party, and there are a few rumors that you had heard about that you were going to be able to check out. Anybody remember?
We had the Redbrands at the Sleeping Giant Roadhouse. We've got the orcs. What was it? There was the orcs to the north or the east.
I forgot about those.
Yeah. Just a second. My notes are a little. And then we have some of the simpler things like the orchard keeper's son may know where the wizard is that we were looking for earlier if we're wanting to continue to look for the dwarf that hired us.
Okay.
Let's see.
Wasn't there there anything about a secret entrance somewhere or something? A tunnel?
Secret tunnel of something. The Redbrands, their hangout or something was there was supposed to be a secret entrance into that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And,
Orc Raiders are to the east.
Okay, and as you guys come out of Barthen's after selling the stuff and you come to the cart, you notice somebody has climbed up and is sitting on the side of the cart, and he's looking expectantly as you all walk out of Barthen's, and then when the three of you walk out, he kind of looks a little crestfallen. And the person is Pip, the innkeeper's young son. He's the one that told you his friend had found the secret tunnel. And he said, "Oh, that Elsa, she's always telling fibs. You know what she told me? She told me that this morning you all had a wolf in the inn that was with you. I thought you all had come over here. Somebody said they saw you coming this way. I came over. I wanted to see the wolf. And of course, no wolf. That Elsa, she always runs her mouth, never says anything that's true."
Oh, easy,
And-
easy there, young. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And he just sort of crosses his arms in exaggerated disappointment. Oh, all the disappointment that a 7 or 8 year old kid can muster.
Okay, easy there, Pip. Yep, actually was. And if you're patient, maybe in a few days you'll be able to see him.
Really? You guys really do have a wolf? Is he your pet?
I'd like to think we are bonding, yes.
Oh, I've heard about the people that go out in the wilderness, the druids they call them. I think they call them druids. And these druids, they can talk to animals, and they can make the animals their friends. Can you talk to animals, mister?
No, not so much. No. I would just.
Oh, that'd be fun to talk to animals.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to these druids. See if I can learn that language.
Yeah. So, what are you doing today?
Well, we are looking for. I look at Travis. Are we looking for maybe a tunnel?
Oh,
Well, Pip, you had mentioned something about a tunnel the last time we spoke, so
yeah. Go over to the Alderley farm. And the Alderley farm. My friend Pip is Mrs. Alderleaf's son, and he saw the tunnel, and I bet you he can show you where it is. But like I said, the Redbrands almost caught him, or at least that's what he told me.
that's right. So the friends, so is it
Yeah,
Edermath
so-
or Alderleaf?
Alderleaf. Okay.
Okay.
So,
all right.
yeah,
Okay.
Edermath is the
Orchard keeper who might know where the
Yeah.
wizard's at.
Yes.
Okay, I'll get the note straight.
And Alderly.
My intelligence is only 12. Bear with me.
That's all right. Lots of names, and they all sound a little bit similar.
Hey, you're doing a better job keeping track of them than I am.
Well, I have them all written down in the adventures.
Ah. Okay.
I know I had it wrong. Okay, so Pip, how would you like to earn a silver piece?
Yeah, I could do that, mister. What do you want me to do?
Well, I need you to take us to meet your little friend, young Master Alderleaf, and so he can tell us about this tunnel and the Redbrands that almost got him.
Okay. Can I ride in a wagon? I'll tell
Of
you where to
course, you
turn.
can ride up front.
Oh, cool. Okay. And he scrambles up to the front and he sits, not on the driver's seat, but next to the driver's seat there. And he looks at the horse and he says, "What's the horse's name?"
Oh, am I driving?
Who is he asking?
Whoever's driving, I guess.
Who's ever driving?
It would probably
Tomas
make
will
more
drive.
sense to have. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I was going to say I usually sit on the back of the wagon so I can keep an eye on what's behind us and what's coming.
Okay. All right. So then he'll ask Tomas. He says, "What's the horse's name?"
Oh, the horse's name is Fennel. Fennel's his name.
Fennel. That's a nice name. Whoops. All right. So, the party now owns a horse named Fennel. No longer riding through the desert.
On a horse with no name.
With no name.
I love the doors.
All right. So, Pip will lead you guys. I'm going to just go ahead and use the arrow here. Pip will lead you guys down the street, down here to the inn. And then he tells you that you need to turn left. And so you head down here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not yet. Don't turn left yet. And you keep going down to here. Then you turn left. And you go past, and he points to the left, this house at the corner. And he says, "That's where the town master lives." And then that's the town master's hall. And then you get down to about here, and he points to the left. He says, "And that's where the town master lives." And then as you come up to this Y, he says, "Take the fork to the right. That'll take you to the Alderleaf farm." And you are here then. You get here to the farm. All right. The farm looks like it is, it's a couple hours after sunrise. So there's a couple of hands working, and you see the where's Alderleaf farm? Okay. You notice, Tomas, that everything here at the Alderleaf farm looks like it's scaled correctly, because it looks like the everything is built for halflings. The farm hands are halflings, and there is a female halfling that has a bucket, and she is at a well with a hand pump, and she is pumping water into the bucket. And as you're as your cart pulls up, she looks up from the pump and she sees you, and Pip waves frantically and says, "Hello, Mrs. Alderleaf. How are you?" And she says, "Oh, well, hello, Pip. Who are your friends?" "Oh, they're adventurers, and they have a wolf."
Which is exactly what a kid would say, too.
Exactly.
And she says, "Oh dear," and she looks a little frightened, and so then she says, can I help you folks?"
Yes, yes, you can. Young Pip here says there is a possible entrance, maybe a secret tunnel, perhaps on this property.
And she looks at Pip and she says, "Pip, a secret tunnel? I don't know anything about a secret tunnel. Where did you ever hear such a thing?" And Pip starts to go a little red in the face.
Perhaps he has never told you. This is. Oh, go ahead, my lady.
Oh no, she's kind of curious looking at Pip, and Pip says, Don't get him in trouble. Please don't get him in trouble. He told me, I thought his ma knew." And the woman puts the bucket down, puts her hands on her hips, and then in mom voice says, "Carp Alderleaf, you get out here right this instant."
Uh-oh.
And so there's some noise from inside the house, and the door opens, and a halfling lad who looks to be, well, the rest of you probably wouldn't be able to tell, but from Tomas's perspective, he looks like he's about 10 years old, a halfling lad of about 10. So he's a few years older than Pip, but that means that he stands about up to Pip's chest, basically, is in his stature, because the drastic difference in height between humans and halflings doesn't come until humans start to hit their teens, usually, and start to shoot up in growth. So he says, "Oh, Ma, yeah. What do you want?" And he's putting on this smile, and it's clearly this smile that, okay, that voice said that I'm in trouble, but I'm gonna be as sweet as I can possibly be. And he says, "Oh, who are the new strangers?" And the Mrs. Alderleaf keeps her hands on her hips and says, "What is this I hear from young Pip about a tunnel?" And Carp's eyes go wide, and then he looks at Pip, and like the beginning of this angry face, like, "Should have told her." That kind of look comes over his
Kid's got no poker face.
And he says, "Oh, Ma, I was just playing by the woods over just beyond the wall. I was playing by the woods, and I saw a couple of mean looking humans, so I hid, and they walked into the woods and they disappeared. So I followed him. And she says, "You what?" And he says, "Mom, I followed him. I followed him, and I could tell there was this tunnel they went to, and they went into the tunnel, and I stood there and I looked into the tunnel and I listened, and then after a few minutes, I could hear people coming back down the tunnel, and I got real scared, and so I ran away." And I ran back home. But they didn't see me. It's okay, Mom. And she says, "Carp Alderleaf, you go into that house and you stay there the rest of the day. You are grounded, young man. I will not have you running all over town. There are dangerous people in this town. And you cannot be wandering off in the woods by yourself. You ought to know better. Now get in the house." And he's like, "I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. And and then he looks at Pip and he shakes his head. He says, "You shouldn't have told on me." And then he turns and he runs away, and you can tell he's starting to cry a little bit as he runs away and runs into the house.
Oh.
Well,
I'm sorry to. Well, Miss Alderleaf, a moment. From everything we've been able to gather from our short time in town, we've heard about these Redbrands. And young Pip was explaining that your son Carp had saw Redbrands in the woods. With your permission, could he point us in the direction of this tunnel and tell us a little bit about maybe what he heard these people say? We're going to go investigate the situation. Now, should anything happen, obviously we will not say that we heard any information from you or your farm, or that we even came within range, other than to ask permission to leave our horse and cart here while we went off in the woods.
And she looks at the three of you, and she looks at the two fighting men that are with you. And I guess we'll say Sildar is with you. So 6 of you that there are. She looks at all of you and she says, No, actually, Sildar is not with you. I forgot. This edition, you recover 1 lost hit point every day. So Sildar is going to be laid up for a while at the end. He's not going anywhere. So the 2 fighting men are with you. And she says, "Well, I will not have my son going off with strangers. Now, you folks seem fine to me, and it seems like you came here. And Pip, you don't listen to my son. You did exactly the right thing by telling me that he had run off. That's very dangerous for him to do. And your mother would want Carp to tell her if there was anything you had done that might get you put you in danger. So you have done the right thing, my lad. He's sad now and he's a little upset, but he'll get over it. So don't you fret any. You always will be welcome here, my boy." And he says, "Thank you, Mrs. Alderleaf." And he's kind of got his eyes down on the ground, and clearly he's feeling kind of embarrassed that he got his friend in trouble. And then she turns back to you and says, "Well, like I said, I will not let my son go off with strangers. I will send a couple of my farmhands with you, and they will be responsible for the boy. And I think you should send young Pip back to the Stonehill Inn. I don't think he has any business being out here either."
Do the farmhands know where the tunnel is?
The farmhands
No.
are just keeping an eye on the
On
boy
Carp.
Carp.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I'll walk over to young Pip and reach out and put the silver piece in his hand, hidden in a handshake, and suggest that perhaps he should use that to buy some candy to share with his friend Carp once he's not grounded anymore. Now, hurry along home, lad. Thank you.
And he looks at it and he says, "Oh, a whole silver piece. I can buy a lot of candy with that. Okay, I will, mister. Thank you." And he bounds down off the cart and he skitters away back up the street, headed back towards the Stonehill Inn. And Mrs. Alderleaf, she says, "Well, yes," and she gives a whistle and she calls to her two farmhands, and they come over and she tells them that there's an errand they need to run with you, and that they are to keep their eyes on Carp, and that they should take their sickles with them in case there's any trouble. And apparently, she says, apparently Carp has discovered that there is a tunnel that is used by the Redbrands in the woods, and she points to the east, to the woods beyond the wall that borders the edge of the farm. There's a crumbling wall that looks like it used to be part of a town wall, but it's been in disrepair for, decades, if not a century. And it's in such bad repair that the farm is actually plowed right over where the wall used to go. So it doesn't even exist there anymore. So yes, they say, "Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." And she goes inside, and she's in there about 5 minutes, and then she comes back out with Carp. And it's clear that the boy has been crying, but he's kind of done crying now, and he looks kind of confused because apparently, his mom first grounded him, and now she's telling him that he needs to show you all the same tunnel that he found. And he realizes that, there's the 5 of you, and the two farmhands are going with him. And so he comes over to you guys, and then he tugs on the leg of Theolis's trousers, and he makes a motion like you should bend down so you can. He wants to tell you something.
I'll go ahead and take a knee.
Okay.
Yes, young Master Carp.
And then he whispers in your ear, says, "Are we gonna go kill the Redbrands?"
We're going to go where you saw the Redbrands in a cave. Then you're coming home. That was very dangerous.
And he's like, "Oh, well, will you bring me something from them? Like, I don't know, like bring me a dagger from one of them?"
I'll bring you a dagger on the condition that you do the chores your mother asks you to do every day without question for the next week. Is that clear?
For a whole week. And then he says, okay, if I can have a real dagger, then yes, I'll do it. Yes. It's
all right, good. Because the purpose of a dagger is to protect somebody, and the most important person a little lad can protect is his mother, correct?
Yes, mister. Yes, you're right. I can be brave and protect Mother.
All right, now I need you to go ahead and lead the way. We'll not get too close, but take us in the direction of this cave or this tunnel or this area you've seen the Redbrands going off to in the woods, please.
Okay, will do. And then he runs back over and he gives his mother a hug, and he says, "Don't worry, Mother, I'll be fine." And she says, "I hope so, dear. I hope so." And she ruffles his hair, and she gives a stern look at the farmhands, and they snap to. And so then he comes back over and he starts leading you all off, and you begin going from the farm, and you head over here. Or actually, you head over here, and he says this is the tree where he was, where he hid when he saw the Redbrands. And then he takes you into the forest. It's not far into the forest. It's about 100 feet, and there's a kind of an area that has a little thicker grove of trees and a lot of underbrush. And he points to that area, and he says, "Let's go hide there, in case there's anybody near the tunnel." And so he leads you over there, and then he very carefully pulls apart some of the vegetation, and he points in this direction. And he says, "There's the tunnel up there. Can you see it?" And as you guys look, as he points it out, you can see there's like a hillside. There's like a little mound up ahead, and it's a hillside before you get to this stepped area here. It's like somewhere around here in the woods, and you can see kind of a darker part of that hillside. He says that dark area, that's the tunnel entrance, and if you go in there, well, I haven't been in there, but it looks like it leads straight towards the old rundown manor on top of the hill. Maybe that's where they have their hideout. And as you guys look, you don't see anybody at the tunnel right now.
I recommend stealth if we go up close. Take a look.
Okay. Now, do you have any more questions for Carp? Because as soon as the two farmhands realize he's pointed out that tunnel to you, and
Right, he's done his job at that point.
Yeah, they move in to kind of say, "Oh, Dad, you've shown them where the tunnel is. We should be going back."
Right. Well,
And
I think that's all the questions.
I do.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I do have one question to ask him. How long ago, approximately, did you see these Redbrands that you caught them here?
Oh, it was just 2 days ago. Wasn't yesterday, but the day before.
Okay, so
I saw
pretty
him,
recent.
and then I was playing with Pip later, and I told him, big blabbermouth.
Mm-hmm. perhaps it was for the best. And yeah, nobody likes a blabbermouth, but in this case, I think you shouldn't be too hard on your friend.
Okay.
Remember our deal, little carp. Listen to your mother. Do all the chores she needs you to do for the next week. And I'll see if I can get you a Redbrand dagger.
Okay. Okay, that's good. I hope it has some of their blood on it. And the farmhands go, Carp. Just
Run along home, boy.
away. And he says, "All right, mister. All right, good luck, y'all." And he waves at you, and he goes off. And Tomas, it doesn't surprise you, but the three of them being halflings, they get like 3 or 4 steps away, and even you have a hard time telling where they are. they just blend in so well that they're practically like noiseless shadows moving through the shadows of the trees in the forest.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so
Okay, do we want to watch and observe the mouth of the cave to see if anyone's coming or going, or do we want to walk up to it? Or
Let's see. Is there? I think we could probably. It's been 2 days. Yeah, it's hard to know. If you want to wait a little bit, we could. And if there's nothing, maybe we could. You guys stand ready. Missile
What time is it?
and
you did your chores in the morning, so let's say hour after sunrise you left the inn, you went to the camp. 2 hours after sunrise you were back in town. So probably by 30 minutes after you got back to town is when you finished up at Barthen's. So it's not quite midday.
All right, well, you guys have fun watching the tunnel. I have stuff I need to get done.
have to do what?
I promised to help bake bread so I could stay for free.
Oh yes, Amy did promise to.
okay, right?
Mhm.
Well, if she wants to bake bread, she can break bread. That would leave me, Tomas, and the 2 extra hands.
The
Right.
2 soldiers, yeah.
Yes, and 2 soldiers.
Great.
Maybe
I
I'll
look
encounter
from
Redbrand
Travis
on the way back.
to Amy, and I would kind of give a little. It's not a good idea to split the party up, especially if we go in.
I don't have any spells for today left anyway, so.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is first edition. Yeah. She's plumb out of spells until she hits tomorrow.
First it.
Right.
Oh, for the next day. Okay.
So what's
right.
your backup weapon? Is it a bow or a short sword or?
I think it was like a slingshot.
Oh. Well,
Animal. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, well, at least we can have Thomas go ahead and kind of scout the entrance. As a halfling, his stealth should be quite good. So we can get an idea of whether or not we need to go ahead and venture on in. Or I don't want to have a defenseless player in harm's way.
Oh, I wouldn't say defenseless. That's mean.
Well, not defenseless, but a
I'm
vulnerable
90% sure
player.
I could still fight you guys.
Right, right. A vulnerable player in harm's way. Hmm. Well, we've already come here, so how about we go ahead and have Thomas scout the entrance while we kind of watch for a minute to see if we've got patrols or anything like that going on, or if I don't know if it's one of those things where there's heavy traffic. It depends on what Thomas kind of sees from the entrance and right around the entrance.
All right, I'll stay for a bit since y'all seem so lost without me.
There you go.
Okay. Then let's see here. I want to go to. Okay. I'm just trying to find out what they have here. Okay. They. All right. Unfortunately, they don't give us that. So, all right, we'll go ahead and say that you can move up. Tomas, let me pull up your character sheet here. Take a look at your. Whoops. Take a look at your class skills. All right, so yeah, hideout doors. Oh, okay. Yeah, nice. Okay. So you can go ahead and creep up. They don't have a listen skill or a perception skill in this edition. They do have a stealth skill, but I'm going to use your hideout doors. Now, you're 90% to be hidden. That is when you are perfectly still. But I'm going to say that even when you're being stealthy, you have a very good chance. I'm going to give you. Yeah, that's the percentage chance I'm going to give you. So as you creep up, I'm going to see if anybody that might be watching from the tunnel would see you. I presume you're trying to creep up stealthily.
Yeah, I do have. There's a awareness ability. I'm not sure at 2 what that represents.
Okay, so the
It's right beneath the hideout doors. We can just go with that. That's fine. I can look that up later and see what that does. And I don't know if that's something I want to do or. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's for a different class. But yeah. So let me just double check if that's a class thing for halflings. And about the classes, let's go to halfling. So armor, special defenses, woodland abilities. Okay. And yep. All right. Yeah, I don't think that's a halfling thing. They just lump all of the special class abilities there on that one tab, regardless of what class it is. So so you creep up, and you don't see anything, and you sit there. How close are you going to get to the tunnel?
Let's see here. Is there anything I can use to hide behind? Close by?
Oh yeah, it's a forest, so there's
Some
trees,
bush? Yeah.
there's some
Okay.
shrubs, undergrowth that you can hide behind.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna probably try to get him within about, let's say, 15 feet anyway.
Okay. So
Not-
yeah,
yeah.
you
Mhm.
find a tree and with a little bit of undergrowth about 15 feet away, and it's not doesn't give you a head-on look down the tunnel, but it's kind of off to the side a little bit. If somebody were walking out of the tunnel, you would be to their left, basically, where you're hiding. And how long do you want to sit there and watch?
I'm gonna sit for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna sit here, and
Okay.
I'm gonna signal 5 or flash 5. Can Theolis and Amira see me? If they can, I can just flash 5 minutes or 5. Yeah. Them?
Well, let me check and see if they
Mhm.
can see you. No, they have human eyes.
Okay.
You're a halfling in the woods in shadow. You might as well be 1,000 miles away.
Okay. Fair enough.
For their human eyes. All right, so you sit there and you wait for a few minutes, and you're just about thinking, okay, you're going to head back to your companions when you hear the sound of voices from inside the tunnel. And it sounds like 2 men talking, and they walk to out of the tunnel, and they turn opposite you, and they start walking away from you, and it kind of looks like they're walking back towards the edge of the woods, towards the western edge of the woods there. So basically they have come out of the tunnel and they've started walking this way away from you. And as they come out of the tunnel, you can hear a little bit of what they say. And one of them says, "I think the spider's lost his mind. I don't know what he expects. He's getting more and more dangerous. He thinks far too much of his magic to keep us safe here." And as he walks away, that's about all you can hear him say. And the other one goes, "Yeah, I don't know what's got into him."
Okay. All right, the spider. I think we've heard of the spider. So, all right, I'm gonna wait another minute and make sure they're out of earshot if I start to move.
Okay, yeah, they head on up towards the wood line, and when they get like 50, 60 feet away, you know that to most humans you're just completely blind, or they would just be completely blind and wouldn't be able to see you. So you let them get a little bit away, and then you move back and you make it back to your friends. And you guys were able to see the two people walk out of the tunnel and turn and head over the other way, but you couldn't hear what they said. You were too far away from them.
So then I'll relay what they had told me about the spider. And how he's lost his mind, and they don't seem too happy with him.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. The glass staff. That's the title they use, not the spider.
Oh, the glass staff. Oh.
Yeah.
Glass staff.
Red brands refer to someone they call the glass staff.
Okay.
Say he
So
has lost his mind, relies too much on his magic. Okay, there we go.
Alrighty, I will relay that and ask Theolis and Amira, do either one of you heard of this glass staff?
Sounds like something I'll have when I'm queen, but no.
Oh, lofty plans we have. Oh, that's lofty goals. I like that.
No, but now we know we have to prepare for a fight against magic. It's not just soldiers we're taking on. So we're definitely going to need to have our witch at her best.
Mm-hmm.
I won't charm anyone tomorrow.
I'm thinking fighting, not charming. So we might want to switch up the spells for tomorrow.
I'll have magic missile ready for tomorrow then.
And then we may...
This is...
Yeah, I'm...
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to think of what would be good for Lady Amira to have on hand to go missile. Back and... Right. Magic Missile, is that a one-time use spell or is that a multiple use spell?
I think all of these are one-time unless I get another spell slot.
Okay.
Yeah, at first level, she has one spell.
But it's a guaranteed hit.
Yeah, Magic Missile is a guaranteed hit, and Charm is, so far, she's found it pretty reliable.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, I don't know what's in the cave, but if we get in there and get into a skirmish, I'm trying not to have any more squishy players.
Yeah.
Well, I can still stab people.
Right. I'm not saying that your player is weak in any way. I'm just trying to keep everybody safe. As safe as adventurers can be on an adventure, right? I'm just, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to put you in harm's way, but trying to prepare before we get into a situation.
Right, because it's definitely an active tunnel. We just see the traffic come out, so.
Right.
We don't know what we're up against, so yeah.
Right, and we still have the option. It probably would be best go back to the inn, let Amira make some bread, and then we had talked about possibly letting Clark loose on somebody. So that would be Lady Amira's best weapon in a combat situation is using Clark.
Yeah, I think if I'm recalling correctly, and this is as much for the DM's memory as for anything else, I think what you all had talked about is if you found a secret entrance, you might bring Clark here at night.
Right.
And go in and attack, and then when you guys defeat the Redbrands, you can have Clark come out with you as clearly somebody that is helping the town. And that would, of course, show him to be allied with the town and a hero, a benevolent hero king.
Right.
That the town, of course, would want to pay fealty to.
Hmm?
In
It sounds like a plan to
in
me.
Clark's mind.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
He has yet to realize how, at best, he's going to be Prince Clark to Queen Amy, but
Right.
he hasn't figured that out yet.
He's still Lord Clark of Cragmaw, so, and he's working on his sigil.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I was just looking at the time. That gives it the option for the start at the next round for her to make her bread, and then
Yeah, we can even, depending on Amira, how much you want to do with this, we can either just conclude today by saying you go and help the innkeeper's wife with the bread, or if you'd rather RP through that whole scene, we can do that next week, and then we can move on. But on the way back to the inn, the last thing before we leave tonight is okay, so the last thing before we leave tonight, when you get back to Alderleaf Farm, the farmer, Lady Alderleaf, is there, and she comes up to you, and she says, "Oh, thank you for sending my boy back safe. But you all are adventurers, and there's something that you should know about. There's some places outside of the town that are quite dangerous, and I have a friend. His name is Redoth, and he is a druid, and he can go. He can tell you where you can find some of these dangerous places. And in fact, he recently set out for the ruins of a town called Thunder Tree, which is to the west, or to the northwest of town here. And it probably will take a couple of days to get there. It's about 50 miles away. But when you finish up with what you're doing here, if you're looking to make a difference in the area around the town, Redoth might be a good one to talk to. There's there's supposed to be some old castle somewhere. I've heard people call it Cragmaw because it's just littered with goblins. If you could do something about those goblins after you take care of these Redbrands, that would be a really good thing. And Redoth probably knows where that is.
Well, thank you very much for the information, Miss Alderleaf. It's greatly appreciated.
Yes. Oh, yes, you can call me Kellen. And yes, she. This is Farmer Alderleaf's name is. She pronounces it Kellen because there's no U there, and or I guess probably Colleen. Yes, Colleen. That sounds better. Colleen and she is a handsome woman. I don't know, how old is Tomas?
I'm sorry.
Have you figured out how old Tomas is?
Let's see, what did I put down here? I want to make sure I age. Yeah, I think these are halflings are long-lived. So where is it? I guess
It looks like it's on the
111. Yeah, 111. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and at 3'9", you're an extremely tall halfling. You're kind of like the Shaquille O'Neal of halflings.
Okay.
And so she looks to you, Lady Alderleaf looks to you like she's in her 40s. So she's a rather young halfling woman and quite attractive. And she gives you a little smile. And then she turns and goes back into the farmhouse.
There we go, Tomas.
Okay. Yeah.
It might
All
become
right.
the Wolf Rider farm.
There you go.
All right. And with that, we will go ahead and close out our session. Amira, think about how much you want to do with the bread baking and all that kind of stuff, because we can either just zoom over that in 5 minutes or we can spend some time with it, however you guys want to. And then we can figure out what you'll do the rest of the day. But now you know that you have an entry into the Redbrand hideout.
I believe we just zoom through the bread making.
Okay. All right. So we will start with next time. We will perhaps start with anything that you guys want to do in the afternoon before you go back and meet up with Clark and begin bringing people over to start dealing with the Redbrands. Oh, well, wait a minute. She's going to have to wait until she has a full rest before she can get another spell. So it won't be the afternoon of this day. So you'll see what else you want to do in the afternoon. Or if we just want to skip to the following day.
Right. Now, you had mentioned last time about opening up to allow for some new players, possibly.
Yes. I had seen last week Z said something that he wasn't available because he was off with his family, so I was expecting him tonight. And I didn't. Obviously, he didn't join us, so I have to double check with him and see if he's still going to be joining us in the game or if he just had a conflict this evening. And I'll go ahead and remove some of the people that have not played with us or have dropped out of the game, and then open up. I'll do that tonight. I'll open up the game for more people. So if folks sign in during the week, I can go ahead and get them a character, and we can have them ready to start with us at the beginning of next week. All right, sounds
That'd be awesome.
good. And I am going to also put up, before I hit the hay tonight, I will put up the XP that you all have. I do believe we had our first person hit second level. So that was Theolis, right?
Yeah. After our last session, I got to 2111.
Okay.
experience points. So did the roll my 1d8 for the level up, and that was a 4, and then my constitution bonus of +2 got me to 6, so now I'm at 16 hit points. So
Right. And your next milestone to get to 3rd level will be 4,000 experience. So you can update that on your character sheet that to get to the next level is 4,000. And then let's see. At 2nd level, not a whole lot changes for you. In this edition, there are some tiers of the game. Actually, fun fact, in this edition, something I forgot to tell you guys. Shame on me. Something I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning of the game is that every class gets a title at every level. So for those of you that are interested, I can go ahead and bring up the let's see, where is the DM's rulebook for basic? All right, so the classes. Okay. Creating characters. Okay, 16. Let's go to 16. All right.
yeah, it's on the text channel. You have it for fighter class. I think 2nd level's warrior, and 3rd level starts as sword master, and so forth.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, I did put that in there.
And then would Amira use magic user, or what's...
She has preferred if we go by witch, and I'm fine with that. So,
Right, her character's a witch, but I'm saying as far as her character's class table.
Yeah,
her
magic
class
user,
table is
witch.
magic user. Yes.
Hat and everything to scream witch.
Right.
Yeah.
Then Tomas should be pretty close to leveling up. He only requires the same XP for me. How many XP does your character currently have?
Give me a second here.
I don't level up this week. I'm starting a war, so.
Well,
Let's see here.
she's gonna get a bonus for successfully charming somebody again.
Yeah, I think I missed one week
session.
there, and
Right.
one session. Yeah. So I'm pretty close. I've got close to 1,700 here. Where did that go?
Yeah.
I got 1,697. So I need next level is 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, 303.
And then you
All right.
halfling warrior.
Yeah.
So-
All right. Thank you guys for playing tonight, and chat, thank you for joining us. Hope you have enjoyed our reimagining of the Lost Mine of Phandelver as a first edition game, and we will see you all next week. Now, next weekend is going to be kind of a normal weekend. The following weekend is Thanksgiving weekend. Now, obviously, we have a bunch of different weird things going on this week. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the weekend after, isn't it? Oh.
Well, yeah, and I just realized that my brain is still on the 7 to 10 schedule, and we're now on a 7:30 to 10:30 schedule. So I'm trying to wrap up the session when we're not yet at time. So we actually do have a little bit more time to go, so we can do some of that planning for next session now. So you guys hear about the druid. You head back to the Stonehill Inn. Amira goes through, does the baking of the bread, shows Jilly the some of the things with the special bread that she was talking about the night before. And then lunch happens and you get done with lunch. And so there are a few other rumors you guys could check out, or there are other things that you could do. So what would you be interested in doing the rest of the afternoon?
I wouldn't mind. Oh, we're still on the same day, or?
Yeah, you're still on the same day.
Okay. Because if it was, I'd like to. So I'll see what the other two here want to do. But if we could fast forward and then I could see how the saddle is doing and maybe get that set up, because I don't think I'll be able to make next week. Right now,
Okay.
I got plans coming up here Saturday.
Okay. All right. So you won't be available next Saturday. All right. So yeah, check on the saddle. The saddle is done, and it's curing. And he says that he thinks that in the morning it should be ready to test. If you can bring the animal by, he'll test it for fitting.
Okay.
And make sure that everything is right and see if any adjustments need to be made. But he's pretty confident because of the fact that you gave him the measurements. He's pretty confident it's going to fit.
You could have a little conversation with them about using the leather goblin armor to fashion some armor to work with the saddle. If you wanted to RP that conversation.
Right. Well, kind of, yeah, just exactly how you said it. Sounds good to me. So, but I would like to fashion this goblin armor. Is that possible?
And he says, well, so you want to make barding for this animal. And let me check the condition of this armor here. And he looks at it and he kind of wrinkles his nose and he cuts his eyes at you and he looks back at this and he says, now you want your mount to be protected by this armor, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but I don't know what kind of goblins you got into, but they didn't really take very good care of this this armor is practically rotting. This won't do any good. I couldn't use it for anything but sort of. I wouldn't even use it for scrap. I'm just gonna have to destroy it if you leave it with me. If you have another use for it, like if you need bits of leather for anything, you're welcome to keep it. But either way, the cost of barding for your animal would be the same. It would cost 40 gold. And when I fit the saddle, I can make sure that I fit get the additional measurements I need for the barding. And that's going to take a little bit longer. It'll take about 3 or 4 days because I'll have to custom cut all of that. And, it has to be shaped and boiled and conditioned for the animal. So it probably, between the time of making it and the time for it to cure, probably would be a week before that would be done. But we can talk about that when we fit the saddle tomorrow. But 40 gold is the price. That includes all of the materials I need and my labor for it as well.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. And basically what that's going to do for the wolf is, let me just take a look here and see what, okay. Let's see, for the wolf, for Ripper, it's his armor class. Okay, that's gonna give him a bonus of 2 to his armor class. He's got a natural armor class of 7. So if you put leather barding on him, it'll take him to armor class of 5.
Sweet.
Yeah, basically is what it'll
Awesome.
do.
Okay.
All right. So you do that. Any other places you want to check, or do we just want to go to the following day?
The red potion is. Do we ever find out what this potion is?
Oh, yes.
We needed to talk to the orchard keeper. Yarno was supposed to be the reference to look that up.
Oh,
yes,
and we were supposed to.
Ettermath Orchard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys can go right over. Oops. Right over here to the Ettermath Orchard. And you head over there. And you see a fit silver-haired half-elf who is outside in the orchard. He's got a shade hat on, and he's pruning some of the trees as you all come up. And he hears you all approaching, and he turns and he says, hello. How can I help you? Darren Ettermath. Welcome to Ettermath Orchard.
Hello, Mr. Ettermath. We were looking for a magic-using friend of we were referred to a magic user by Sildar. The magic user's name is Yarno Aubric, and we heard that you may know where he's gone.
Oh, Yarno. Now, yes, yes. There's a strange thing that's going on. A strange thing indeed. Now, why don't you all come inside? Have some tea. And so
Tea?
he,
What kind?
yeah, so he leads you into his tidy little cottage, and you can see that on the walls he has decorations. There's some artwork, and then over the mantle he has an old shield, metal shield, and a sheathed longsword, and then crossing that longsword is a quarterstaff that is there, and they look like they are, at least 50 years old, if not older, and that they have been well used. The shield and the weapons as well. And so he brings out a little tray with a little pot and 4 cups, and he pours everybody some tea. And he's got sugar, and he's got cream, and he's also got, he's got sugar and he's got cream that he serves with his tea. And he takes some of the cream himself and some of the sugar. And then he says, "So, yes, now I do know Yarno, or I did. He's up and disappeared a while back, but there's something quite peculiar about his disappearance. Now, I suppose, depending on how long you've been around, don't suppose you all have heard about these Redbrands, have you?"
Mention of them may have crossed our ears.
Okay. Well, now, over on the far side of town, you see the hill. There's a ruined house up there. That house is called Tresendor Manor. And Tresendar Manor. I'm going to put that in the Discord for you. Ruined house on the hill is Tresendar Manor. And the Redbrands have their hideout underneath that manor. Now, there's a gate, and there's a road that leads up to it, and a gate, and the gate looks like it's in bad disrepair, but it's always closed. But I happen to think that there's probably another way in or out of that place somewhere. I don't know where it might be, whether it's on the far side of that hill or where it could be. But getting back to your friend Yarno, or getting back to the Yarno that you're looking for. Now, he disappeared from town maybe 6 weeks ago. And then about a month ago, the Redbrands suddenly got a lot more bold. They had initially been just a bunch of folk around sort of causing trouble and whatnot. But about a month ago, they started going around and asking for protection money. And I was an adventurer back in my day, and I still have some of the same tricks that I used to have. So I've asked questions of people that go to the that go over to the tap room where the Redbrands hang out, over to the Sleeping Giant. And what I hear is that they have a new leader. This leader calls himself the Glass Staff. And the Glass Staff apparently wields magic. Now, I don't know about you, but when one magic user disappears and another one suddenly appears, I start to get my suspicions.
Suspicions as in one took out the other, or possibly somebody has decided to take on a new moniker.
And he looks and he says, either one could be the case. Oh, it wasn't like Yarno to just disappear. So could be that he ran afoul of this Glass Staff, or it could be that he decided that if he had a fighting force of his own, he might be able to make more money. Now, I'm sure not all magic users are like that, but some of them I think are kind of greedy that way. They just want to lord their magic power over everyone. So it's possible. So you all are thinking about doing something about these Redbrands. I can see it in your eyes.
Nothing about buying the castle or the manor that's on the hill.
Castle?
Manor, Tresendar Manor.
Oh, it's a run-down ruin.
Yeah, it's a rundown. The Tresendars were a minor noble house.
So what you're saying is it's up for grabs.
Well, if there certainly are no Tresendars left in Sealsea, that's for sure. If someone were to clear out the Redbrands, then yes, that would be a place that could be fixed up, perhaps, and someone could take over. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that it tells you something about the how lazy these Redbrands are, that they would just use a rundown manor house as their base of operations, and they wouldn't even try to make it more fortified or more built up. You would think if they had any kind of smarts about them, they would put that high ground they have to good advantage.
I think they're banking on the fact that none of you have fought back yet, so.
Yes, and when there's rumors that they have a wizard leading them, then that makes folk a little troubled. And I believe that's why the townmaster hasn't done anything more. Why Harbin Wester hasn't done anything more about it. He's probably scared of that wizard.
I think witch beats wizard. And that's how games work. Which beats Wizard.
Which beats Wizard?
Just because the
Wizard,
name
Phaser,
is
Spot.
like Rock, Paper, Scissors, Witch, Wizard, and Rock.
And he says, "Well, if you are able to do something about the Redbrands, come back to me, because I know of some trouble outside town at a place called the Old Owl Well. There's been some prospectors over there that were chased away by undead."
Interesting.
Yes, there's the ruins of an old watchtower there, and so if that watchtower somehow is if there's something there that's turning corpses into undead, that could be dangerous magic. That should be dealt with.
Lots to do. Sure.
Mr. Edermath, if we were looking for counsel in the magic arts, or possibly somebody with experience in potions and potion making, are you aware of anyone nearby in town or possibly close by that we should consult with?
Oh, yes. Yes. You should go see Sister Gareel. She tends the shrine over yonder, and her house is right next to the shrine. You should go talk to Sister Gareel. She would be able to help you. She could identify potions for you, or tell you what they are, and if you need healing potions, she might even be able to mix up some for you with some of her herbs and priestly magic that she has.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
And anything else I can help you folk with today?
Oh
I
yeah,
think
the
that's about
shrine.
it.
I need ideas for my gold statue.
I don't think it was that kind of shrine.
Okay, well, he'll wish you all a good day, and he'll make a comment that the trees won't prune themselves, so he's got to get back to work. And he heads back out from his cottage as you all head over towards the shrine, and we will pick up next week with you all going to the shrine and talking to Sister Gareel. So, Tomas, if you can't join us next week, we will have the session without you. Hopefully, we will have a couple of one or two other people that will decide to join the game during the week. And again, sorry, we changed the schedule, but in my head, I keep operating on 7 to 10. So my apologies. Eventually, I will catch up with the time change.
It's all good, right?
Alrighty then. Everybody have a good week. And once again, chat, thank you for hanging out. Before we go, players, if any of you have anything that you do on Twitch channel or other games that you're in that you would invite the viewers to check out, anything you want to talk about that's coming up before next Saturday night?
I got a cute fish picture. That was fun.
I'm sorry, I walked all over you. What'd you say?
I got a fish picture because I said to be pet picks last week.
Oh, okay.
Right. Check that out. I do have that. I opened up a on the rabbit hole server, and
Okay.
and that's just generally where you can just go and chat and talk about, I don't know, anything you want. Just I
Okay.
had seen some posts in the, it was just kind of random here or there on some other servers. Like, well, I thought I'd give it a try. So
Okay. All right. Down the rabbit hole. A server. Let's see. Can you drop a link into the Discord and I'll put it in the chat for the viewers?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Let me get back here again. Okay, I think I just drag it in, or don't I?
Yeah, I think if you go to the server and you click and invite people, it will put a link, and you copy that link and paste it into Discord chat, and then I can
Okay.
copy it from there and put it in the Twitch chat.
Mhm.
Or if you're in the Twitch chat, you can just copy it and paste it in there yourself.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't do Twitch, but let's see. There it goes.
Oh, okay. Then we'll do this. And we'll put it in there. Down the rabbit hole. Discord. Okay. All right. So, if anybody on the stream who's watching now or who watches during the week wants to, they can do that. All right. And then here on this Twitch channel, tomorrow we have our Walker of Waterdeep game. They are in the plane of Kamigawa now. This is a planeswalking game that goes through different planes from the Magic the Gathering game. That'll be 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. We have a new player that is joining that that campaign tomorrow. They are level 8, and they are dealing with all of the stuff going on in Kamigawa. There is a war between the spirit realm and the material realm. They're trying to figure out what's happening there and how they can assist with it, because they have a mission they need to get done that apparently they can't finish until that war is resolved. Then we have on Monday night, I'll be doing Monster Monday. And then Thursday night at 8 p.m., we do the Sword Coast Chronicles. And we are at an inflection point there where we are transitioning from the storyline of Tyranny of Dragons, and we will be moving into a new storyline from one of the published 5e adventures. Just to tease it, the players found out about that because as they were traveling on a riverboat, pirates started attacking them. Pirates led by somebody who's covered in barnacles and who is a powerful enough caster that he could open a whirlpool in the river in front of their boat. So they've got a whirlpool in front of them, pirates coming up behind, and an evil caster that looks ugly that they're having to deal with. So,
what will they do? What will they do?
Yes, what will they do? Tune in Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, and find out. Okay, and then next week we will figure out what everybody's doing for Thanksgiving. And Shaun, since you may not be here next week, I'll put in the Discord if everybody says that they're not going to be available because it's Thanksgiving weekend, so that people will know whether we're playing or not that weekend. All right, everyone. Thanks again for stopping by and for the chat room. Good night.